You are listening to the Novel Writing Podcast, episode 133. I'm your host, Colleen Mitchell. Grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. Today's episode is about how to handle negative reviews. A few weeks back, I gave you all an episode about who reviews are actually for. As a recap, reviews on Amazon or other bookseller websites, and also Goodreads, are not for the author, but for other potential readers. When authors look at their reviews, mostly it's for validation, to make sure that people like the book, and that can backfire if there are any negative reviews or reviews that are critical of the author rather than of the work itself. Remember, the only time we should be going to look at our reviews is when we are gathering testimonials for ad and marketing copy, or to make sure that it's reaching the right audience. Negative reviews overall do not mean that you or your writing suck. Normally, it just means that your book finally made it past the circle of people you know into the ocean of people who don't know you. But Colleen, you say, how do I actually handle those negative reviews? I'm going to split this into 3 parts. First, negative reviews that are 1 to 3 stars and which include actual review text. Second, 1 to 3 star ratings that have no text reviews. And third, any negative reviews that are critical of the author rather than of the work. So let's get into it. First up, the negative reviews that are 1 to 3 stars and actually contain review text. This will include a range of reviews from people who are either not in your audience or are in your audience and are providing valuable feedback of what they actually want to see in a book like yours. The first thing when looking at any review that is less than 4 stars is to take a deep breath and remind yourself that reviews are not personal. They mean absolutely nothing about you, even if a reviewer might happen to talk about you as the author in the review. Reviews are about the person reviewing and what that person thinks is helpful for other readers who happen to stumble across your book. While I have left reviews that do have a message for the author, I know my review is actually for the readers who are looking for what's next on their TBR. I focus reviews on my likes and dislikes of the story itself in an effort to show other readers what they're getting or not by investing their valuable reading attention into that book. If you're the kind of person who will replay negative experiences in your head, and there are a lot of us, then don't look at your reviews at all, even the good ones. Your eyes will be drawn to the negative reviews, and you're going to start questioning yourself as an author if you do. Instead, get someone else, like a spouse, partner, friend, or writing buddy, to scour your review section for the ones that you can use as testimonials. If you don't have to look at your reviews, don't. They're not for you. Next up are the 1 to 3 star ratings that have no review text attached. These ones are super simple. You completely ignore them. Any rating without a review attached is essentially useless to us as authors because we have no way of knowing why they left that rating. It's pointless to get tied up trying to decipher why any particular reader left a rating like that, so my super professional advice is to pretend they don't exist. We can't do anything about them. However, if you are concerned about the number of ratings in this range, especially if they do not have reviews with them, it may be that your book is reaching an audience who doesn't know you and is not the right fit for your book. That can speak to a marketing problem and can sometimes be solved by doing some research into your keywords and adjusting the metadata on Amazon to accurately reflect the story you're telling, both in terms of keywords, categories, and your book's description. And lastly, the negative reviews that specifically call out or are critical of the author rather than the work. While, yes, these are intertwined, and as authors, we are the ones who make those decisions that will make or break our story, any reviews that call an author stupid or dumb for making decisions that they did is, again, a reflection on the person leaving the review. I had a lot of these types of reviews on my fanfiction magnum opus, and let me just say that if anyone wants to develop a thick skin for reviews, it's to dive into writing fanfiction. You will get all sorts of trolls and flames just coming out of the woodwork because they have nothing better to do with their lives than tell you that you're a terrible author and that your story completely sucked. What I learned is that it was far better for my sanity to treat those reviews as funny. As in, isn't it cute that this person has no idea what they're talking about? My favorites were the comments left on chapter 50 of 50, which meant they read the entire thing, telling me the story sucked, I sucked, and there was no way the characters would have actually done anything that I wrote them to do on a 230,000 word story that takes days to read on a fanfiction site, where the actual point of writing stories is to diverge from the original work. In any case, whenever I come across reviews on Amazon or Goodreads that are clearly from people who have nothing better to do than attack writers, my philosophy is not to invest any mental energy into thinking about them. Because A, I can't do anything about it, and B, even if I could reply, it wouldn't lead anywhere beneficial. Remember, not all of your reviews will be negative, but if you are getting a relatively disproportionate number of negative or less than stellar reviews, it's time to pay attention to what they're saying. That means taking a buddy with you and approaching it with the mindset of looking for valuable feedback rather than self-flagellating just because some people don't like what you put up for sale. That is it for today's episode. If this has been helpful for you, I'd appreciate it if you left a rating or review on your platform of choice. While it does nothing for me, it does help other writers find this podcast. And if you'd like to send me or the Tally Inc. team a message, there's now a texting option in the description. Thanks for joining me, and remember, the first draft is supposed to be garbage. Thanks for listening to the Novel Writing Podcast. If you're ready to stop struggling and start finishing your novel, check out the 60-Day Novel Writing Challenge. It's a step-by-step program designed for solo writers to complete their first draft with clarity and focus. Visit the link in the description to learn more.